me the weirdest question you can think of right now.
Everything was way too dirty to like say out loud. We're not using that. Kate, hi.
Hi,
Do
Andrew.
I need to introduce myself?
Let's.
I'm Andrew Bevan.
Hi, I'm Kate Bosworth.
Journalist and real life BFF.
Extraordinaire. In many ways, Blue Crush like inspires and determines a lot of things in my life. Like it was a very pure time for me. And so anytime I go back to the North Shore, anytime I revisit that time in my life, it creates a very a very pure and creatively inspired place. It's like I come back to myself. Mm-hmm. You know when you're young and you're just like, and everything's out in front of you, but you just know who you are. It's like, it's a real determination that, you know, I feel like I've come back to at 40 actually, but the 2 decades in between, I was kind of like, you know, wobbling and learning and bumps and bruises, and then you come back and, oh, I know exactly who I am. But anytime that I revisit Blue Crush, and certainly with Roxy and like the very family, communal, you know, energy that that makes up the brand, like it's just been such a pleasure. So I've been knocking on their door for a long time. And I've been saying to them, like, hey, I'd love to collaborate in a way that sort of, it's Blue Crush inspired, but, and like, there is something about nostalgia, I think, that is like, it's like a warm, comforting blanket. It was like really brilliant timing in terms of celebrating Blue Crush 20 years later, kind of having these like early aught Y2K fashion moments coming back in a relevant way, and I feel like all of those things speak directly into the collection. This is actually a rash guard one piece.
Oh, so you can wear it in the water.
Oh yeah.
Or out on the town.
Exactly, from the sand to the sidewalk.
You just make that up.
Yes.
Perfect.
Thank you.
So you went back to the North Shore of Hawaii to shoot the campaign for this collection. What was that experience like? And are there kind of moments of deja vu from that moment in life?
I mean, anytime I go back to the North Shore, there's a part of me that feels like I'm coming home. I'm returning to a place within myself that I can't find anywhere else. So yes, it does feel like a place of deja vu. There's some things about the North Shore that will never change, and thank God for that. And then there are some things that, like many more tourists, that have changed quite a bit. Because when I lived there 20 years ago, the only people who frequented were surfers and photographers who shot surfers. And that was it. Like people running around barefoot, like whatever. There was like 2 or 3 restaurants, but Haleiwa Joe's was like the only real restaurant. Then you had Kauaina Burger, which was like a shack. And Cafe Haleiwa, which I ate at every morning. And they're still there, but now there's a bit more built up. But I love the North Shore. I still have who I call my family there, the Kealanas, and I go back and I surf with them. It's just, I feel at total peace when I'm there.
So speaking of authenticity and magic, tell me a little bit about the design process of coming up with this and working with Roxy, and what that kind of looked like and felt like, and sort of like because that's sort of the fun nuts and bolts of it all.
Well, you know, we've like collaborated. We share so many ideas. You know how I work, where I'm a very visual person.
Yes.
And
you're like a human Pinterest board in your head, I feel like.
Exactly. But like,
she can like pull things up, like references in her brain. And I would love to see I'm sure I've seen your laptop, but I'm sure it's filled with like
crazy.
a million style.com images.
Yes.
But she just, at one point, just was like, I don't need a stylist anymore because it's my head. Like, I'm just like, I want that dress.
And I like the feeling of things. And I think
and being involved and being hands-on and like tactile.
So I'm like a classically trained designer where I'm like sketching and drawing things, but I as you said, I do have like a kaleidoscopic brain when it comes to visual references, and so I would have anything from like an old face cover or like a certain a certain color of like how ID magazine was, like that font was like a very specific teal, or you know, polls from like girls in the 70s or whatever. It was all very like to me, it was very deliberate and very specific because I'm never random, but it was a real feeling. And then we kind of just like pared it down. It was very important for me to have like grounded colors mixed with the more pastel-y, like the sort of ruddy browns, and like the rust.
Like this, like lilac.
Yes,
Kind of
exactly.
Electric lilac.
Yeah, this one I love because I love how it's like almost clashy, but not.
Right. It's almost it's like power clashy, but not power
But
clashy.
exactly.
It's not too intentional. But
Yes.
there was something of that moment, and with like skate culture
Yes.
and surf culture, and that kind of a resurgence of 70s,
Yeah.
but also rave, and it was this mixture of
Totally,
things.
a mishmash.
Yeah.
And I wanted to revisit that. And in the surf culture, like when you see the style in Blue Crush or the wardrobe in Blue Crush, everything was mishmashed. It was like, oh yeah, I have this bikini bottom on the floor and like this rash guard hanging on the wall and like whatever. And that is very much the culture when you're on the North Shore.
Yeah.
So I wanted to keep like the grounded colors of like I love the rust colored sweatshirt. I love the kind of like brown board shorts. And then I love the like lavenders brought in, or like the little bit of the like kind of neon greens. And yeah, I was very deliberate with the colors.
I think there's something so timeless. Like we keep talking about the Y2K coming back,
Yeah.
but I think what I like about Roxy and what I like about surf culture in general,
Yeah.
and like you were talking about with the organic style of or the authentic style of surfer girls, is that there is this sort of it's like an ununiform uniform, but there is something that is not necessarily, it doesn't really abide to trend.
That's
because
right.
It is its own lens
World.
or something. It's
Yeah,
its own world.
it's true. Yeah, it's a really exciting world.
And like I want to see a hibiscus flower.
Yeah.
Like when I think about
Yes, totally.
summer and surfing, and like, you know, I want bright orange. I want
all the things. You can have it all.
Thanks, I can.
Yeah.
If they answer the door.
Yeah, just keep knocking. They'll answer.
Yeah.